Hi, I'm Prasoon Joshi, and you're watching IndiaGlitz.com. Me and Rakesh was discussing a long time, 2.5 years back, and where there was various projects on the table, and I was getting more excited about this one. And Rakeysh Mehra he asked me that, are you sure that you want to do this? I said, yeah. And then, we went and met and took the blessing of the man, Milkha Singh ji, and he blessed it. And we started this journey, and I started writing the film. And met him again and again, a number of times, because it is not just a chronicle of his life. It's a take on his life. It's inspired by his life. But I had to write a story, out of his life. I had to create, put the events in a certain form, so there's a story there. So I had to study a lot to understand, talk to him a lot about his life. Because what excited me, I'm not a documentary film writer. So what excited me about this film is that would I be able to explore a human being behind the sportsman? Would I be able to know it? Would I be able to let it out and bring it out for people to know what goes into making a sportsman, what life he leads, what happens, and how such a great person comes to life? And that took a lot of talking to him and understanding his mind, and various discussions with him, and sort of try to see how his mind works. And then writing scenes, different scenes, different episodes. So it was quite a journey where me and Rakesh used to discuss a lot. And then I started writing and really enjoyed the process of writing, and gave the film the shape it is, and then handed over the script to Rakesh to direct it. And Rakesh ji is doing a wonderful job with it. And then Farhan came on board to play the role. It became even better. And finally, we have a product which is almost getting ready, and I'm really happy. And then I did music. But I did lyrics. I've done a lot of times the lyrics, but it's probably the first time from the conceptualizing the film to the lyrics. Everything I was writing. So I was also very conscious that what I've already said in my dialogues and script or scenes, I should not repeat it in the songs. So I compartmentalize it. I first finished the script, and then approached the songs, and then started collaborating with Shankar San and Loy, and sort of do the songs. And it was a great experience, I would say. Writing a film is anyway challenging. But here what was most challenging is that, well, if Milkha Singh ji has described an emotion, how do I write a scene out of it? Because there are certain things which I have to create out of imagination, but he would not tell you what exactly and how. Suppose he says he's a romantic person as well. How do I express that? How do I sort of create a scene out of it? That's a challenge. Or he says, my sister and me shared a great relationship, and she used to love me, and I used to. So how do I create a scene which will best express that emotion? It has to be true to his character, yet it has to be entertaining and engaging for people to get that emotion. So that balance was very, very big challenge for me as a writer, since it's a living person whom I was myself in awe of, because what he achieved is phenomenal. But also I'm only focusing on X part of his life. And I would love to have written about his wife. She's such a wonderful person. Nimiji is really a great person. She take care of us so well whenever we went there, like her own children. His son Jeev Milkha Singh is an exceptional human being. Sort of. I would have loved to write about them also in this film, but somehow the film peaks at a point in his life. After that, we have not dwelled into. I have not written about that. So it was a challenge to sort of get inspired from his life and depict that on a writer and make it palatable for people. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people ask me. I feel, I'm basically a communicator. I also do advertising, as you know, and I like communicating. I like my ideas to go out and reach out to people. I think any creative person likes that. And till such time, I'm getting people who can do justice to my work, and I'm happy. Like Rakeysh Mehra ji, who's doing this film. If I can hand over my thinking to someone else who can do justice to it, I'm fine. But the day I feel, well, no one else can do this one, I have to probably do it myself. I would probably do it. I do some ads at times. I do direct them, but I've not actively pursued direction till today. And well, if that moment comes, I would let you know. Me and Rakeysh Mehra go a long way back. We even before I wrote, for Rang De Basanti, dialogues and songs. In advertising, where we used to do a lot of work together, and as a background also goes, we have a very similar kind of background. He's actually more of a big town guy. Like, he's brought up in Delhi. I am even from smaller town like Uttarakhand, all that. So, but we have a great sort of understanding, which has developed over the years, and great respect for each other. So that's paramount. If you don't have that understanding, it is not easy to work together. I think we are very transparent with each other. At least I'm, for my part, tried to be as transparent with him as possible, because I've cherished such relationships. Without these relationships, great work can't happen. If there is no mutual trust and faith, great work can't happen. And that is there, and that's why repeatedly we work together. I think when you're writing a song or writing when you're writing anything, especially for a film, especially songs, when you're writing, actually, there has to be some truth which is there in the script, and then you have to also express yourself. See, if it will not be an overstatement if I say that I also have a Milkha Singh in me, which clicked, which resonated with the character of Milkha Singh ji. His never say die attitude, which I feel I also have in me, and in my own profession, in my endeavor. And I started expressing himself, and I didn't know when it became me, and I started expressing myself, and somehow all together it became a song. Like ज़िंदा है तो प्याला पूरा भर ले, कंचा फूटे चूरा कांच कर ले, जिंदगी का ये घड़ा ले, एक सांस में चढ़ा ले, हिचकियों में क्या है मरना, पूरा मर ले, कोयला काला है, चट्टानों ने पाला है, अंदर काला बाहर काला, पर सच्चा है साला. So it's expressing him, expressing an attitude in life, that there are no half measures, and he actually believes in it. He says, like, everything is about karma. It's about doing. Nothing is impossible. He believes in. He's got a great strength of character and great strength, never say die attitude, which I have learned from him. I also imbibed from him. I also had it in me, but it has doubled after meeting him. It got reinforced in me, because if you see his life, it's been a very tough life since childhood. Someone who's seen his family, going through what it went through, and seeing, tough competition on track, had no training, used to run bare feet. Such an inspirational person. So I think it's great that, I got an opportunity to write about him. I'm happy that I made this choice and spent 2.5 years of my life doing this. I had no one. It was, if someone was a hero for me in the film, is Milkha Singh, and was Milkha Singh. But today, when I look at Farhan, and when I saw his picture first, I said, wow, this is like coming to life. he's put in so much in it, and I think he's also a wonderful human being, and he's put in so much effort. He's so dedicated to what he is. I don't think this film would have been possible without the kind of dedication and love he has given. Rakeysh Mehra and me were very passionate about it, but Rakesh ji would have been half, I would have been half if we did not have Farhan. No, no, we bounced off many ideas. Of course you would do, and I would not tell you that.
Why not?
But no, but I think in the process of doing a film, definitely you discuss a lot of options, and that happened here also. But Farhan is something. The first time something fell into place was Farhan Akhtar, and also somebody who does this role. The very important thing, which has been a blessing for this role, is someone like Farhan who's been ready to give everything, ready to go extra mile, to whether it's to practice, to do hard work on his body, and understand the character. I think it's great to have him there. I don't know, my book Sunshine Lanes is out, which I would request your viewers to pick up and read. In Sunshine Lanes, I have described how I chose one project. It's a collection of my songs and the memories around songs, how a song is created, how do me and Rahman work together, how me and Shankar work together. All those things are there, so you'll enjoy reading that book, and also you'll get the answer of what you're saying. What you're asking is how I choose a project. But for your viewers, I must tell that before they read the book, that I choose my projects to learn something, always something new, to explore something new. When I chose Tare Zameen Par, I wanted to write about children. I had never written about children, and I wanted to understand what is the mind of a child, and how does it sort of work. And I had a 2-year-old daughter at that time. Ashanya was very young, and I used to hold her hands, and I used to watch her, and when I was writing, देखो इन्हें ये है ओस की बूंदें, पत्तों की गोद में आसमां से कूदें, अंगड़ाई लें फिर करवट बदल के, नाजुक से मोती हंसते फिसल के, खो न जाएं तारे ज़मीं पर, मोहल्ले की रौनक गलियां हैं जैसे. And I was watching her, मोहल्ले की रौनक गलियां हैं जैसे, खिलने की जिद पर कलियां हैं जैसे, मुट्ठी में मौसम की जैसे हवाएं, ये हैं बुजुर्गों के दिल की दुआएं. So I used to look at the child, and I developed this relationship with my daughter after that, which I'm thankful to this film also, which allowed me, of course I anyway as a father would have developed, but it made me, when you write, you have to be extra sensitive. You have to go deeper into a relationship or anything. It doesn't happen otherwise. It is not possible. So, and when I'm doing Bhaag Milkha Bhaag, I wanted to explore the emotion behind a sportsman. That made me, get attracted towards Milkha Singh ji. I've worked immensely with 2 music composers. One is A.R. Rahman, whom I've done a lot of my work, and another one is Shankar Ehsaan and Loy. I've also worked with Jatin Lalit a lot when they were together. But these 2 composers repeatedly I worked with, and I really find great experience working with both of them. Of course, A.R. Rahman is a legend, and I'm lucky to have learned a lot from him, and he's a great human being. Shankar Ehsaan and Loy are we go a long way back to advertising. We've done a lot of advertising, jingle work, background score work. So our relationship is of a different kind. We are more friendly with each other, and more backslap kind of relationship, and very different working style both of them have. But I cherished working with both of them. And Jatin Lalit, as I can say, the 2 of the films I did with them, both very popular work, very cherished work. Fana and Hum Tum, both are I think very good. So, but they're very different than these 2 people, and we can one day probably talk about the structural way. And if you read my book Sunshine Lanes, I have talked about the working style of my music directors as well. I, as a lyricist, have always liked people like Shalin Saab, people like Sahir Saab, uh, some of the work of Kafi Sahab. You know, these are the people I really admire. This is the work of these people. And they would, Neeraj, I used to like his work a lot. I think there's some literary quality to these people's work. They are light-hearted, but at the same time there is some sort of, you know, weight and gravitas to work. That's what I like. No. I don't avoid anything. If you see in Bhaag Milkha Bhaag, there is Maston Ka Jhund, which is completely masti, you know, and there is another mast song which is Vulu Vulu Wanda, which is Gulmil Londa, which is another beast altogether. So I'm no कोई परहेज नहीं है. There's no that I have no and hoo-ha about these things. No, I have problem with the work which compromises. As people say that, you know, I have nothing wrong. For example, for erotic work, you know, there's something love making. There's nothing wrong with it. The problem starts when you are exploiting, or you are insulting, or you are compromising women. Then I think you should not. But it's not that women don't like love making, or women don't like erotic part of life. Of course they like. But as far as it's beautiful, it's tasteful, it can be erotic. But it should not be disrespectful. The problem is there. So and you know when it's disrespectful and when it's tasteful. So there is nothing wrong in sex. There's nothing wrong in erotic poetry. There's been great erotic poetry in Sanskrit written. You know, it's a lovely work which has been done in Sanskrit in our ancient times also. So there's nothing wrong with it. But intent is very important. That your intent is not to disrespect or exploit. I do a lot of work whenever it sort of it affects me. I have to express myself, and whether it's against corruption or it's for something, I just feel anything which makes an impact on me, you know, forces me to write, and I can't help but write. So, and also I feel if my writing can help somebody, so try and become a better person as a human being, not try and pick better projects, because don't try and be too clever when you are working. As a creative person, if you are clever, you're manipulative, and if you're manipulative, your work looks manufactured, your work looks very full of intention and full of belabored. It looks belabored. So I don't want to do that kind of work. I want to do instinctive work. I want to be more into self-expression, and my self-expression will always be swadharma. सूरज चाहे कुछ भी करे वो खुद चमकने से नहीं रोक सकता अपने आप को. नदी चाहे कुछ भी करे अपने को बहने से नहीं रोक सकती. फूल कुछ भी करे वो अपने को खिलने से नहीं रोक सकता. मैं ऐसा ही रहना चाहता हूँ. I want to just so be a nice person. You will express nice things. The next film is Satyagraha, and again second time I'm working with Prakash. Arakshan was the earlier one which we did together. This one has some very nice songs. Already one I've experimented with Raghupati Raghav Rajaram, and I've written a version of it which will definitely be very interesting for people to listen to. Wait for it. You will be surprised with that song right now. But there's a film with Shonali Bose, which I've already started writing songs for. And then give me a little bit of break. I'll tell you something more. Right now busy with Milkha's release, and after that Satyagraha, and then a couple of more projects.